You're listening to XVGM Radio. Welcome to XVGM Radio, where the bits keep on coming. I'm Justin.
And I'm Mike.
And this is episode 124. We are talking about Mega Man Battle and Chase.
Yeah, man, this game has an incredible soundtrack.
If you couldn't tell by that opening.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second. Hey, this game, I don't know how this episode came about as far as how we were going to do it. I know it was my suggestion. I think I was researching something for like another episode, and I was picking tracks, and I was just like, oh my god, there's so many good tracks in this game. Like, I knew about the game because I'd played it in the past, but I was like, we got to talk about this whole soundtrack because it's just so good.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I mean, we got together a while ago and played through some of it, and the music kind of took a little bit of a back seat.
Yeah.
But, even just listening through the soundtrack, there, like you said, there's so many good tracks. It was hard to pick just the few that we picked.
Yeah, there's an actual soundtrack that was released for this, and it's got some bonus songs on there too.
Some like arranged stuff.
Yeah, a lot of arranged stuff. So we tried to stay away from the arranged stuff for the most part. There were some tracks that like are in the game that are arranged that we picked, but like I think you guys are gonna really dig this one, especially if you're a Mega Man fan.
Agreed.
So I guess we could start out with talking about what this is and then kind of dive into our opening track. So Mega Man Battle and Chase is a kart racing game that came out for the PlayStation 1 back in 1997. It was originally a Japan and Europe exclusive. It did get a release in North America as part of the Mega Man X collection that came out on PS2 and GameCube. Didn't get released on Xbox or anything like that. So yeah, and I mean the game runs great. It runs at 60 frames per second, and it's most likely the European build of the game, despite running at 60 frames per second. So it's basically like they took the Japanese version, translated it, or they took the European version and converted it to 60 frames per second.
Right.
Yeah. Huh. So I'm not sure how many frames per second it runs at for PAL territories. Who knows? I know games in Europe tend to run slower, or at least back then did. So,
yeah.
I'm not sure.
I don't think it's like that anymore, considering digital and everything else.
Right.
But yeah,
somebody else would know who's smarter than me. So let's talk about this track.
Yeah, Over the Top opening demo is what we came in on.
I love this song.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's very rockin', much like Rockman.
Yeah.
But that guitar solo like just carried the whole thing throughout, and it felt like a very Mega Man, maybe Mega Man X-ish guitar solo.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I would say this is what Mega Man music would sound like if it got converted to like a rock style, like from the classic games.
That's fair too. I've heard a lot of rock covers of Mega Man music between like Lame Genie and whoever else, and that's fair. It's just something about the rock guitars in a lot of the Mega Man X games on the SNES.
Yes,
that's just, this sounds to me like what I remember hearing as a kid.
X games were very very guitar and heavy metal oriented, hard rock, heavy metal stuff. I mean, just listen to X3 alone. It is just like a powerhouse soundtrack that really sounds gritty and tough. And then they butchered it with the PlayStation 1 and Saturn ports. They completely rearranged the music, and it's just awful. It's so much worse in my opinion, but I agree. This song is phenomenal. I remember when I first heard this because I had bought the game, the collection for the X collection.
Yeah.
And I got it on GameCube back in the day and just loved it. I was playing the game, and the game in and of itself we'll get into, but I remember just playing that intro music over and over, letting it loop, and was just like, this is awesome. Like, this is so rocking.
Yeah, it's only like a 1 minute loop, which is kind of short for what we usually do. But even in that 1 minute, there's so much going on, and it's just, like I said, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is actually Mega Man's theme, too. So there's a longer version of this song. I chose to play this opening demo version because this is what you hear when you first turn the game on.
Right.
So when the intro cutscene is rolling and you're seeing like all the racers and stuff like that, that's pretty much what this is. And so it's a little shorter. I think it's a little bit more dynamic than the Mega Man version, like the Mega Man theme version.
Oh, yeah?
Which is a little bit more repetitive and less like I don't want to say energetic, but it's like, you got that opening, the beginning part where it's like dun dun.
Well, considering it's the demo, I think they probably concentrated the really good bits. So the Mega Man,
Agreed.
So the full version probably just has kind of like more breathing room. This one is just like up at all times.
Right.
The regular longer version probably has like, peaks and valleys.
I also really love the way it ends too. The da da da. It's such an anime intro.
Well, that feels very classic Mega Man to me too.
Yeah, same. Yeah, so really cool. So that's basically all I got to say about the intro. It's just a fun little intro that we wanted to pick for this track, and figure we'll get into our first pick.
Yeah, so that'll be my first pick. And we're going to hear, to start, Dark the Moon, theme of Shadow Man, which is funny because that's who I played most of the time when we were playing the game.
You did, that's true.
I just realized that.
All right, let's give it a listen.
Welcome back. That was Dark the Moon, theme of Shadow Man from Mega Man Battle and Chase, 1997 PlayStation release. We didn't talk about the composer. We'll get to them later, but the composer on this game is Yoshinori Ono.
Yes. Yeah. Most people would know him as the series runner for Street Fighter, like during Street Fighter 4, 5, and I think he bowed out after 5.
Okay. I was going to say 6 is... just came out?
Yeah, it just
Coming
came
out?
out.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it just came out. Yeah, I think he's semi-retired, maybe? All right.
Now, anyway, this song. So, funny enough, I picked the tracks before we had a chance to play the game. So, it is by pure coincidence that I actually started off with
That's funny.
the Shadow Man theme. Yeah. But he was a lot of fun to play as. This track, a lot of fun in general. Most of the reasons I picked it are probably fairly obvious, just from a lot of the traditional Japanese instruments and sounds. You've got like that classic, like yo.
I love that.
And we got like the wood block, and I'm pretty sure I heard a shamisen in there. We're bringing that joke back.
Yes, got to have a shamisen.
Yep. But the horns, I thought, really punched it up. Like, I really loved the horn section. And then, like, right at the end, you get that sick guitar going on and fading out.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That, like, really shreddy guitar towards the end. That was awesome. Yeah.
So I think I played him, Mega Man, and I think I tried one other person, but I can't remember. But I liked him because every character has their own like special thing that they can do. Like Mega Man, if you push the special ability button, he shoots one of his lemons. And if you if you don't hit the button, a meter charges up. And when you hit the button when the meter is charged, he shoots a powered shot, like a charge shot.
Yeah.
So Shadow Man shoots little shurikens that get stuck in other carts and slow them down.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what happens when you let it charge. I don't remember what the difference is. But
I can't remember.
there is an item pickup that is like the bubble shield. So
Right. Yeah.
it's timed. But yeah, no, I don't remember offhand. We'll have to look it up. But either way, like
Smoke screen?
Oh, is it the smoke screen?
It says here he uses ninja moves, throwing stars, and smoke screen.
Okay, so then that must be smoke screen, which I don't remember.
I don't remember using that.
Yeah, weird. I must have, but I don't remember it. So.
Yeah.
Oh well. But yeah, he's a lot of fun to play as. You played as who was it?
I played as Mega Man, Roll, Proto Man, Bass, Quick Man.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember you playing as Mega Man and Roll.
And I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe Shadow Man too. I can't remember, or Napalm Man. There's a bunch of racers, so we already went over most of them. But Guts Man, Ice Man, Napalm Man, Spring Man, Dr. Wily, and Duo. Dr. Wily is unlocked after you finish the game, but you can only play with him in versus and time attack modes. And Duo is playable only in versus and time attack modes as well. What's interesting is outside of Japan, Duo is unlocked after getting all 4 hidden parts that you can get. You have to defeat these characters called the Black Troop members. And then you also have to beat Grand Prix mode 4 times with the same racer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot that's involved to get him.
Interesting. I also know the Yellow Devil is another unlockable, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what you had to do for him, though.
There's a bunch of non-playable racers, which we'll get into a little bit later.
Right,
Yeah.
the Joes and whatnot.
Yeah.
So Mike has this awesome Mega Man 25, the Mega Man and Mega Man X official complete works book, published by Capcom here. So we're going to take some turns over this episode, kind of reading some of the stuff that came out in this book. A couple people were interviewed. Keiji Inafune, who was the producer for this game, as well as a couple of the publicity designers, Hideki Ishikawa and Shinsuke Komaki. So one piece that we have here from Inafune says, "This was something I'd always wanted to do, so I supervised this project with great enthusiasm. Bringing the unique beat your enemies and take their stuff aspect of Mega Man to a kart racing game sounds like it would be a lot of fun, right? When my son started playing video games, this was the one I played with him the most. It's still one of my favorites." That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I can see this being a lot of fun, like, playing together. We played a bunch of times together. We did some races. Did we do the battle mode?
We did not. We did versus mode primarily, and then I remember you switched it up and did Grand Prix mode.
Yeah, because I was thinking like Mario Kart, so I figured Grand Prix will just race against other racers and whatnot, and then it was like, no, it's single player only.
Yeah.
So.
Which was cool, though, because I got to see Grand Prix mode and, kind of listen to the music and, see what stages everything was in and everything. So there are actual stage musics. A lot of the music that we picked was like character themes.
I think I picked 1 or maybe 2 stages.
I did too.
Good.
So, yeah. So we got our bases covered. So I really like this track, and it really fits with the Shadow Man vibe.
I agree.
The only thing I'll say about these themes is I kind of wish that they introduced a little bit of their original theme from the characters. It would have been cool to hear like a, dun 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 do 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 do. If there was some kind of like bass sound, like
some kind of musical callback to the original.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. So
that would
Justin with the words.
That would be really cool. I agree. I enjoyed these for what they were, but it would. I definitely think I would have enjoyed them even more if there were some reference to the original chiptunes.
I agree. Yeah.
But enough about that.
Yeah.
What's your next track?
All right, so my first pick's going to be Kick About, also known as the theme of blues or Proto Man if you're nasty. Or from the United States and Canada. And maybe Europe. Oh man, thanks for joining us back on our Mega Man Battle and Chase episode, also known as episode 124. That was Kickabout, the theme of Proto Man, also known as blues overseas in Japan. What'd you think?
Wow, very, very rockin', as most things in the soundtrack are going to be. The first thing I noticed, because it was kind of the first sound that came out, was that rock organ.
I loved it.
It's so good. Anytime I hear a song with a rock organ, it always reminds me of Boston.
Yes.
And I mean, I love
Kansas,
Boston.
So, yeah.
And then that guitar was sufficiently just like it went very well with the organ. This whole thing was just Rocktopia from beginning to end.
That's a good way of putting it. I like the reference to Boston here because, especially with the twin guitars and everything, that sound is very prominent here. It's very much like a classic rock, progressive rock kind of track in a lot of ways. So Boston's really top notch with like really epic harmonies and melodies and everything like that. This is right up my alley. This is just awesome. That rock organ, just so good. And I really love that every song so far that we've really played ends with like this crazy guitar just like noodling. You know?
Yeah.
It's so good. And you've still got on the other guitar that main lead line, that everything in this is just so memorable. You know, like, these are the types of songs that you'll listen to, and they're earworms. They get stuck in your head. Hours from now, you're going to be driving home in your car, Justin, and being like, ba 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 na na na, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be laying in bed next to your wife, and you're just going to be like, and she's going to elbow you in the side. And be like, you always do this every time you come back from Mike's house. I want a divorce. So,
jeez, that got dark.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, but it, you know, that's how it goes.
Everything all right at home, Mike?
I'm not the one that's traveling home. I mean, you know. About the character, Proto Man rides around in the Red Striker. That's his vehicle. It's a high-speed machine. 2 different power-ups are available, Shield and Proto Strike. So I remember playing as Proto Man. He controls pretty well for the most part. I didn't really have too many problems playing as any of the characters. I'd say probably like, I think Gutsman was kind of difficult to play as, if I recall, just because he's like a heavier character. You know, that's how it goes in kart racers.
Oh yeah, it's like Bowser or Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Yep.
This game overall, I think, is like just a weaker version of Mario Kart. There's more of a focus, I think, on combat, you know, in this one.
Yeah, well, because everybody has a special ability, and those special abilities are usually direct attacks on other people. Like I said, Mega Man can shoot the Buster shots,
right,
and technically can charge it up. So, you know, I mean, when I was playing Mega Man, I was pretty much shooting the entire time.
Yeah.
And then as I kind of got into like the top three, I would hold my shots to let it charge up to give me a better advantage.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot more fighting, I guess you can say, in this one, and even the power-ups are mostly just about messing with other people.
Right.
Like I'm trying to think of like what are the power-ups that directly help you, and I think there's like a boost and a shield ability, it's like a bubble shield that comes on, but it's very brief. Like you have to know when to use it, otherwise you lose it.
So it's not like in Mario Kart where like you just run around until you find like one of those little
block
like
or something.
Block, you get it, and then you get an item. Instead, you have to knock into like Mets.
Well, you can shoot them too. You basically have to destroy obstacles like the Mets on the road,
like road cones.
Road cones. There's also giant Mets that take multiple shots to take down.
Yeah, you could use a charge shot.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you destroy enough, there's like a number in the corner of the screen, and if you destroy whatever the number is, let's say it's 10, then
10 is the default.
10 is the default. There's an item that you can get which will bump up other people's numbers. So they'll have to destroy more, which is a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a really smart...
Basically takes everybody else longer to get a power-up.
Yeah.
It was really confusing because we didn't have the instructions. We didn't know how any of this stuff worked.
Yeah.
And we were just like doing things to see what happened.
Right.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's also that one that changes all of the obstacles into obstacles that will hurt you if you run into them.
Yeah. There was one level that did that. Like the level itself, there was like a button that you can press.
Well, there was the button that changed the road type.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So you would hit the button, and depending on who hit the button when or what was next on the list.
Yeah, it was a round robin.
Yeah. And so like one would slow you down. One was like a dirt path. One was like not a reverse path, but like
there was the green arrows forward, which
push you
speed
forward.
boost. That's like a constant speed boost.
Yeah.
There's the red lines which slow you down. Mm-hmm. There's the dirt road, and then there was the ice.
Yes.
Which, if you try to turn on the ice, you spin out.
I got stuck so many times doing that. That was a fun level though. That was really fun to play.
It was a really cool mechanic to put in there.
Yeah. Most of the stages, honestly, are like just loop-de-loops. Like they're mostly going around in circles, but the circles sometimes have like little slight, like the levels are not as complex as Mario Kart levels.
True. Well, they're definitely not as complex as like modern Mario Kart levels.
Sure.
If you go back to like maybe the N64 or the SNES Mario Karts, I don't think that those are all super simple, but I think these tracks are similar to me to those. Like there was a figure 8 level. It wasn't a real figure 8. Like it had a very small loop and then a very large loop.
Yeah.
But it was technically still a figure 8.
Yeah. Proto Man, his shield, you press the button and the shield that's on his back comes down so that it blocks shots
and stuff.
From attacks. So like if Shadow Man is throwing a ninja star, it blocks it. So it's pretty cool. All right, so for another little bit of information from this book, I'm just going to read some random stuff here. So Hideki said, we split these illustrations up between so many people. He's talking about the pictures of the characters that they designed.
Promotional images.
Yeah. Komaki did roll and, oh man, I'm getting so confused. Laughs. So he laughed. And then Ishikawa was the main guy here, assisted by myself and 2 other people. Compared to when we were working on Mega Man 8, I think we got a lot better at matching our overall tempo to each other. That was Komaki talking. So it's interesting to hear these guys talk about like the illustrations and the designs. They really tried to go for like, really prominent photos of the characters in their carts. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. All right, let's get into your next pick. What do you got?
All right, so we're going to go from Proto Man's theme to Dr. Wily's theme. This is titled, I Am World King. Hello there. My name is Dr. Mikhail Sergeyevich Cossack. Some of you may know me as the one-time adversary to the Blue Bomber himself, Mega Man. But I swear, it was because my daughter was kidnapped by Dr. Wily. Anyways, after my daughter was rescued by Mega Man and I admitted defeat, I was shunned from the field of robotics. Cursed to find another work in another field. That's where you come in. I started my own legal firm and became Dr. Cossack Esquire. That's right, I'm here to defend you when you get hurt in a kart racing accident. See, as a former kart racer as well, I know firsthand the dangers of road hazards, crossing into mets, and road cones, and serious injuries that can happen during a kart race. That's why I'm here to defend you if you get mega injured. When you need help, you need to get Cossack.
Call 1-650-350-6500 to get help from the very best in the industry. Rated 5 stars on Yelp, the robot Yelp. Act now, don't wait. Pick up the phone and call so you can get Cossack. Visit getcossack.com for all terms and conditions.
All right, welcome back. That was I Am World King, theme of Dr. Wily from Mega Man Battle & Chase, which is what we're talking about here today. Very silly. I'm breaking up the rock with the silliness.
Yes.
All I really have to say is nobody takes Dr. Wily seriously these days.
No.
So it doesn't matter how many times he tries to take over the world, how big a threat people want to say he is. He is a joke.
Yeah.
As evidenced by his theme song in this game.
Yeah.
The synths that they're using, like, we've had other tracks where we have, if they're horn synths, they are very clean and good sounding horn synths, but these ones are very, very MIDI, which is it's just so silly to me. I heard the song and was just like, I love this because it's so terrible, and we've got to play it.
Yeah,
So,
this is not the first game that I've heard these types of horns in.
Oh, yeah.
They're prominent a lot in games like Parodius or Poppin' Twinbee.
oh,
Very
yeah.
similar to Poppin' Twinbee too. You know, it's like cute 'em ups.
Yes.
You know, like that style of music. It's very cheeky humor, and it's also interesting because you combine that more like the wow, 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 you know, kind of stuff,
Yep.
and mix it in with this like very militant sounding sound,
Yep.
which really works well for Wily,
Oh,
like
yeah.
overall, because he's a failure, truth be told, and he's also, you know, tries to be taken seriously. So I think it really fits with his theme.
Oh, yeah. No, this just screams Wily to me. Like I said, I don't take him seriously. Every Mega Man game, he's supposed to be this big threat. And ultimately, like, if you don't take him down, he could be. But at the end, you know, he's always, you know, either begging for his life or his head's popping off, and then there's some alien, and he's very silly. He is very much a cartoon villain to me.
Yeah, I mean, he directly threatens the population for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And the things that he does in the games are definitely bad, but when he gets caught, as you said, that's really when you start to see the goofy nature of Wily. You don't really, I mean, you also see it whenever you beat all 8 Robot Masters and then you see his ship and, you know, the ship opens up and you see him do the eyebrows, the wee,
Oh,
wee,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So, you know, you get these humorous elements from Wily. He's cocky, he's brazen, he's, you know, a goofball. So
He wants to take over the world.
indeed. Yeah. And he rides around
In the Skull Machine XX.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got a
He
little...
doesn't have any power-ups.
Oh, he doesn't?
No.
He's no special ability?
No special abilities. No.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess everybody else here is technically either a robot master or a robot a la Rock, Roll, Proto Man, and Bass.
There's
So-
no Dr. Light.
Yeah,
That's
no.
a shame.
It's because he's smart. He knows not to get behind the wheel
Yeah,
of
that's
a
it.
car in a robot race.
Yeah, that's it.
Dr. Wily's just like, oh, maybe I can take over the world from here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he gets his butt beat.
Womp womp.
Yeah, but it's funny because the skull on the front of his car looks exactly like the skull of his fortress in most of the games. And then he's got what to me look like big subwoofer speakers behind his head, which those are probably like either rockets or some kind of boosters. But
They may be also playing his theme song.
oh, that's possible. Yeah, yeah. Very loudly to distract everybody else.
Right, right.
To pull another thing out of this book here, there's a bit that was said by Hideki Ishikawa. Not having enough time has become par for the course when it comes to the Mega Man series, and this title was no exception. In this title, it's like every character is the main character and their weapons are pretty interesting. I found it a little scary when the camera swung around really fast, but the tricks turned out well and I had a lot of fun. That's really cool. I'm curious what he's talking about with the camera swinging around. If I'm guessing like the end of the races or the beginning of the races or something. You've got this like panning effect where the camera kind of circles around the characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
nifty. We'll keep reading nuggets of wisdom out of this book as we go on.
Yeah, I mean we could mention the non-playable racers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you've got what were they again? Like the
4-rotor, Truck Joe, Yellow Devil, and then there's Black 4-rotor, Black Joe, and Black Yellow Devil. So those were non-playable racers that you could race against in versus mode. It was really cool actually. So Justin and I could play like each other, but then we could also add in non-playable like AI characters to race against.
It was weird because there were certain distributions. Like it'll add one of each type, or it'll add 6 of like Joe, but it was never the same thing. It was just like these weird, just like distributions of like so many of 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it would have been nice if there was like a level that you could like modify and adjust them, like so that it was balanced enough. Like I would imagine that the processing power wouldn't allow 6 Yellow Devils.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like if there could be, it'd be like, oh well, you could have 2 Yellow Devils, but then you have to have like 2 Truck Joes and 2 Rotors or whatever. So having that fluctuation would have been nice. But I think they just were like, all right, we're just going to set this up for people so that way we don't have to worry about like distribution and the game slowing down. But, the game does run at 60 frames per second, at least the North American version does. So that's a bonus.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got for us?
All right, so my next pick is going back to the more rock stuff. This is Go For It, which is the theme of Forte, also known as bass. All right, welcome back. That was Go For It, the theme of Forte, also known as bass.
Yeah,
this is rocking.
Very rocking. I feel like the melody on this is very similar to the melody from the Proto Man one. Either that or, my brain is just finding a lot of similarities between the two melodies. But there was this solo in the middle there that at first I was like, is that a harmonica solo?
Oh,
what is that?
I'm not sure. The biggest distraction that I had for this song was how it was going up, like it was changing keys.
Yep.
You know, where it'd be like dun 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 dun, and then it'd be like dun 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 dun. It was like going down in the keys, and I don't know if like that kind of made the song a little bit more repetitive in nature. Not sure how I felt about that. I like the song. It's not one that I feel stacks up well enough against Kickabout, the Blues Proto Man theme, or even Mega Man's theme, or even like the Shadow Man theme. So a little bit weaker, but I think that's just due to the repetitive nature of it.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I did enjoy it, but yeah, it did. I wouldn't say I tuned out after a little while, but yeah, it did get a little on the repetitive side.
Yeah. Okay, so Forte, also known as Bass in the in North America and Europe, rides the Treble Dark Star. Treble's his dog, kind of like how Rush is to Mega Man. Yeah, Treble is to Bass. So it's a balanced machine. Bass Buster and Bass Blast are available. I think he has a regular like Buster shot, similar to Mega Man.
Yeah, I think so. But he can fire it up.
I can't remember what the Bass Blast is. So yeah,
it's all about that bass.
That bass. Dat Capcom bass.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dat Mega Man bass.
All right, we're going to read a little bit more from this book. So this is a quote from Kamaki. He said, I did Roll, Shadow Man, and Guts Man. Ishikawa did Mega Man, Proto Man, Quick Man, Bass, Duo, and Wily. Iceman, Spring Man, and Napalm Man were handled by someone else. Ishikawa suggested that we try distorting the perspective in our illustrations, so we all focused on that as we worked. I didn't realize how hard it could be to consciously distort perspective. And what they're talking about is the perspectives on most of the racers is like slightly tilted, and I'm not sure why.
This is about the art.
Yeah, we're just talking about the illustrations, the profile art of the characters. So it's cool to see in this book all the racers and all the like really great detail that they put into each one. So it's pretty cool.
It's a perfect thing to talk about on a podcast.
Yeah. I wish you guys could see this because it's so cool. A little bit more about this game, since we're talking about it. There are multiple different courses, but what's interesting about the courses is that there's stuff that we didn't get in the North American or really the European release. There's 3 characters: Chest, Plum, and Ripot. It's R-I-P-O-T, Ripote. I don't know. He's pronounced Ripoto in Japan, so it's Chesudo, Puramu, and Ripoto. So these are 3 reporter robot characters.
Oh, Ripoto is reporter.
Reporter, okay. Yeah.
Got it.
They have different things that they do. So Plum is this, kind of cutesy, pink-haired girl, robot girl, and she interviews the racers, and Plum and Ripot will make comments during the races, and they all have like different appearances in the special credits after you complete the game, as long as you get like all of Dr. Wily's car parts. So yeah, Chest is just a news reporter, appears on the screen, and then Ripot is along with Plum. They like interview people. So that was not included in the North American or PAL versions of the game. So we're missing a considerable amount of stuff.
It's unfortunate, especially because, well, I guess if they just ported the European version, then it would have already been like that. But yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. It'd be nice to get like a complete version of this game in English you can kind of see, but I'm wondering like what type of stuff they were saying. It's probably just like, so you lost, Quick Man. What do you have to say to that? And he's just like, I don't have time for this, something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So what's your next pick?
All right. So this next one is going to be A Man's Life. It's the whole reason I picked it. It's like, a man's life.
A man's life.
I've taken a man's life. But this next track is A Man's Life, Gutsman special ending.
Cool.
レースにかけたこの命お前に会いたい一瞬で道はなくとも突き進む男の道を行く今日も現場で一仕事岩を担いでぶん投げる ガッツガッツパワーで勝負だガッツマン
You're listening to XVGM Radio, where the bits just keep coming.
And you are back. That was A Man's Life, the Gutsman special ending theme. And I originally picked this because I couldn't decide if I wanted A Man's Life to be like a satisfying a man's life, or I've taken a man's life.
Which do you see it as?
Well, the song itself is very much like, this is a man's life. But it's just, considering how large Gutsman is and how easy it is for him to just accidentally crush somebody's skull, I got this image in my head of, taking a man's life.
Yeah.
But yeah, very kind of classical Japanese, almost like a soap opera type of a song.
I feel that, yeah, or like a Spanish,
Yes.
soap opera.
Yeah, like It could almost be mistaken for like Spanish classical guitar and Spaniard singer, but it's more likely either a koto or a shamisen, and the person is definitely singing Japanese.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a shorter one. This is only slightly longer than that opening demo track that we played.
Yeah.
But, for a piece of VGM with lyrics, I think, 1 minute and 11 seconds is right about perfect, especially when you can't understand what they're singing.
Right.
But the thing that I liked about this was just kind of the classical nature and the classical feel of it. Almost feels a little bit out of place, but who knows? Perhaps they gave Gutsman that kind of a personality and we just never knew it.
So the only two characters that get a quote-unquote special ending are Gutsman and Roll. Interestingly
What's special
enough.
ending? What's special about it?
I don't know. We didn't do all the things.
I
to
assumed
get
you were
it.
looking at something that explained what it was.
Oh, no. Just, that's pretty much all I learned. Gutsman drives around in a Wild Arms. That's
Nothing to do with the game.
Nothing to do with the game.
Which I don't think is a Capcom game.
Capcom didn't make that one. Yeah, I think that's Namco. His Grand Prix description is he's a powerful off-roader and he can throw rocks and cause earthquake. So that's his special moves.
Throwing rocks makes sense. All things considered, that is Gutsman's move.
Yes.
You drop the rock on Gutsman, he throws it at Mega Man.
This game does have a story, by the way. Like, there is an actual story.
Is there?
Yes, there is.
Because I know the Grand Prix is technically the story, but aside from running races and then each character, like Robot Master or Bass or Proto Man or Roll, owns a track, I guess. And so if you win the race on their track, you get to take a piece of their cart, like either the engine, the wing, the wheels, or the body, I believe. But I don't know how that translates into a story.
There's a new hit show called Battle and Chase, and it's an extreme racing show. And the winner gets 10 million zennies. So people start finding out, and a lot of the robots find out about it. So they're like, hey, we could use that money. So it becomes a challenge. Mega Man finds out about it, and he decides that he's going to enter and use the prize money to fix Dr. Light's computer, which is broken after a thunderstorm. So at the end of the tournament, Dr. Wily appears and he steals the prize money.
Of course.
And so then you have to race against Bass when not playing with him and Wily to recover it.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the story.
So Wily stole the money and you're just doing races to track down Wily.
Yes, pretty much.
Speaking of Battle and Chase, a quote from Inafune in this interview says, "I'm the one who came up with the title Battle and Chase. It sounds pretty cool, right? Battle and Chase." Laughs. It's just such a funny thing. Like, oh yeah, I came up with that name. Doesn't it sound so cool?
Yeah.
And last break, you'd mentioned Plum Chest and Rapot, whatever his name is. Hideki said, "I got the designs for these characters from the development guys and turned them into promotional images. Doing the finishing touches was pretty fun too. And again, the promotional images, if you look those characters up, they weren't in any other game, so I don't think you have to specify Battle and Chase."
Yeah, they were in some other stuff, but not any. Yeah, I mean, in terms of like other Mega Man related things. Like mangas and stuff like that. Yeah. Funny story though about Gutsman. His promotional image is different in North America and Europe as compared to Japan. So in Japan, they decided to do a image where Gutsman is doing this pose where he's folding his one arm into the crevice of his other arm.
Technically, what he's doing is he's doing the bicep thing.
Right.
Like he's holding his bicep and kind of like showing it off. But when you look at it, it looks almost like he's got his arms crossed with his fist pointed at you, which is a rude gesture in some countries.
Correct. Yeah. So they changed it to have him pose in a different way. And there's something in the book about this, which we'll read. Kamaki said, "This Gutsman was done for the overseas versions after we found out his original pose was not acceptable over there. Up to this point, my process involved laying drawings, tracing paper, and my rotring. So having to redraw this was kind of a pain. So in this other one, in the North American and European one, he's like doing a flex. Like a muscly, like, flex sort of thing. So I thought that was pretty funny. What's our next track?
It's one of yours.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So we're going to play a track called Through the Air, which is the theme of Quick Man. Let's hit it. All right, thanks for coming back to XVGM Radio. That was a really good track called Through the Air, theme of Quick Man on our Mega Man Battle & Chase Spotlight.
Yeah. Oh, man. The organs are back here.
Yeah.
They're awesome. They're more sustained. It still reminds me of Boston a bit, but like Boston, I tend to think more of runs on the organ and more energetic stuff than the sustains that they're doing here.
Yeah.
But it's still a rock organ and still awesome. There's also a really cool kind of mix of synths that I noticed. So like they're mixing that organ with guitar parts and then other synth pieces, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a very bright track.
Yes.
I enjoy the brightness of it and how kind of uplifting it is.
I agree that it is a very bright track. I would also say that the rhythm section here really stands out to me. The drums and the bass particularly got such a good groove to them. You know, the bass has a really like kind of fat tone. It's not like slap bass, It's not buzzy bass, but it is just like a really fat tone that complements the drumming really well. You know, you've got that really like hard bass drum that kind of fits in with this really sharp, snappy snare. And even the ride cymbals and all the cymbals sound really like excellent here. So like a really well crafted set of instrumentation with the rhythm section. Yeah. It was cool.
Again, for a theme of one of the Robot Masters, I would expect something that's a little bit darker or a little bit more like villainous, but this, I mean, it didn't make me think of Quickman. It didn't reference the original Quickman track, but that's the thing is like technically the Robot Masters aren't really bad guys in this because I mean everybody just wants the money. Everybody was going to race for the money, and then Dr. Wily stole it. So they are equally, you know, going after Wily as Mega Man should be.
They're think. Not bad guys.
Yeah, they're bad guys, but they're not bad guys.
Yes, exactly. I agree with that. And the one thing I'll say about this song is it doesn't fit Quickman very much. This would be a better song for like a hero character, I'd say. Right. Whereas with this character, you would have thought that his track would be maybe a little bit speedier, maybe something a little bit more punk, a little bit more like thrashy. I don't know, but I like this track. It's a really good song, but it just doesn't fit for Quickman in my opinion. So
no, that's fair.
Yeah, Quickman rides around in the Sonic formula, and he has really good acceleration, and he has a slide move and quick turbo. He has the ability to like shoot forward very quickly and do like a slide move. So
neat.
I think I played as Quickman, and he was pretty fun to play as. I will say that the lack of drift in this game,
it's not easy to do.
Yeah,
there is technically drift, but it is coming from Mario Kart. It's not the same. When you played as Roll, you actually had a pretty good time with it because she had her special ability is jump. Yeah, so it's kind of like in the older Mario Karts. Well, the newer ones, you have a jump in those too, I think, right?
Yeah, you do. We'll talk about Roll after, but yeah, Quickman, he's fast for sure. So he lives up to his name in that sense. And most of the characters do. Most of the characters are very attributable to their character in the games. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, he has a slide which kind of lets you slide into a drift if I remember right.
Yeah. But that can be technically an advantage to all the other characters because, you know, aside from Roll, all the other characters can't really do those types of moves.
Yeah. So playing as Mega Man and Shadow Man, it's harder for Shadow Man to drift. I found it much easier to do it with Mega Man. But the way that drifting works in this game is you just have to hit that corner. Like not hit the corner of the track, but you have to hit that corner at the right point that you're turning for long enough that the game just puts you into a drift.
Right.
And it's cool when it happens, but it's not like Mario Kart where you can like get into a drift and then go back, you know, left, right, and get like the sparks or anything. It doesn't seem to give you a huge speed boost. It's just a slightly more efficient way to take corners. But you have to know what you're doing because if you do it wrong, if you do it too late, you won't drift, and then you'll probably hit the wall on the outside of the corner.
Right.
Or if you do it too early, you'll hit the inside wall and you won't make that corner.
So or you'll do what I did and end up accidentally hitting a corner and turning reverse.
Yeah. And then you get the little thing telling you you're going the wrong way.
Right.
But on that note, it looks like we're getting a call on the Patreon hotline.
Yeah. Janine, why don't you go ahead and pass that over and we'll talk to one of our lovely patrons.
All right. XVGM Radio, who is this and what can we do for you?
Hey guys, it's Ryan. Could you guys play Kickabout, the jazz version?
Yeah, I think we can do that for you.
Man, I love that Proto Man sample.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when I first heard this, I thought, is this the same guy who did the Breath of Fire 3 soundtrack? No, but it is the guy who did Street Fighter, the movie, the game. Anyway, thanks guys.
Thanks, Ryan. So we're going to hear Kickabout, the jazz version from Mega Man Battle and Chase.
All right, that was Ryan McPherson's Patreon request, Kickabout, the jazz version from Mega Man Battle and Chase. That was smooth.
Yeah, I agree. And I love that they included some of the original Proto Man theme.
You had that Proto Man theme right at the beginning there, that nice whistle.
Yeah, that's how it should have been for like all of the characters.
And even at that, the jazz version, I'm not sure where this appears in the game or if this is one of those arranged versions that was just on the soundtrack. But if it was an arranged version, then that's just one more thing. Like, they added the little tidbits into the arrangements, but not into the game. That's a weird choice, but unclear. I'm not going to say that that's totally true because I don't know. Maybe this does appear in the game somewhere.
I mean, it's labeled as an ending version, if I recall.
Oh.
So, I mean, that could be one of the reasons. It says blues ending on it. So
that's true. Yeah, I missed that.
I'm wondering if this is just like the ending track that plays when you finish the game with Proto Man.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
I like the idea of kind of switching up the musical themes here too, including some music that's a little bit more varied. So we kind of had that with the theme of Dr. Wily, had a little bit more of a slapstick, silly kind of militant song. Kind of reminded me of something like from Final Fantasy VII.
The Junon
theme.
Junon parade, the parade. Yes. I love that song.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and then even the Guts Band ending, the classical Japanese soap opera.
Yeah, so it's really cool that we're getting a little bit more variety spread throughout this soundtrack that you can kind of hear, because up till now, I mean, most of the tracks that I picked were just like hard rock and stuff. You know, that's just my jam. But I'm really digging exploring this soundtrack, both inside this episode and outside too. So my plan is to download this entire soundtrack, or maybe even find the physical copy just so I can have it, because I'm really impressed with this soundtrack.
Yeah,
it's really good.
It was fantastic. Yoshinori Ono did a fantastic job. And then so just to kind of touch on that, Red had mentioned Street Fighter, the movie, the game. As a slight correction, that seems to have been composed by Kyle Johnson.
Yes.
So I'm not sure what the mix-up is there, but I don't see Yoshinori on the Street Fighter, the movie soundtrack at all, nor do I see Kyle Johnson on the Mega Man Battle and Chase.
It may just be a joke that's going over our heads, which is a very strong possibility.
Entirely possible. If it was a joke and we just didn't get it, I am sorry.
Yeah. We're locked in and zoned in to XVGM land. So
this is primarily an educational podcast, of course. But yeah, Yoshinori Ono has a lot more production credits than anything else, but their audio, they have a handful of things. So their first audio credit is for this Mega Man Battle and Chase in 97 on the PlayStation. Their next composition credit I have here is for Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Ultimate All-Stars in 2010 on the Wii.
Yeah.
That was a fun game.
Great game, great soundtrack.
Yeah. And everything else here is either sound promotion, sound production, or sound direction. They did sound direction on Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. They're listed for the Dreamcast and the PlayStation versions. I'm not sure how much those differ from the arcade version, which is what I'm familiar with. Sound management director on Mobile Suit Gundam Federation vs. Xeon 2001 on the PlayStation 2. And their last audio credit is for sound design coordination in Devil May Cry HD Collection in 2012 on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. They originally did the sound design coordination on Devil May Cry in 2001 on the PlayStation 2, so that's just kind of a reference back.
Yeah, I only know this guy from his production credits because at some point in time in the, I guess, 2010s, he became the producer of the Street Fighter series.
Right.
So he did, Super Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 4. He did some other production credits prior to that with stuff like Shadow of Rome, but for the most part, he was like a producer and executive producer for a number of games up until 2018's Smash Brothers Ultimate, which he's just credited as part of Capcom. But before that, he executive produced the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle that came out in 2018. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, pretty cool. So I don't know where he's been lately. Maybe he retired or something, but we miss you. Oh, no. And also, you owe us a Darkstalkers game. How dare you?
Yes.
I will never forget, there's like an infamous photo. I think he went to EVO or something like that, the competitive fighting tournament thing. And there was a picture they posted up that said Darkstalkers are not dead or something like that.
Oh.
Something along the lines of that. And everybody was hyped. Like everybody was like, oh my God, there's going to be a new Darkstalkers game. Nothing. So there has not to this day. Oof. There's been collections, but yeah, no new Darkstalkers. So how dare you, Ono? Come back. Do some Darkstalkers. Anyways, let's get into our next track.
Yeah, what is it?
All right. I picked Theme of Roll, also known as Sunshine Girl. This is a fun little track. I think you guys are going to dig it, so stay tuned. Oh man, that was a great one. That was Sunshine Girl, also known as Theme of Roll, from Mega Man Battle and Chase.
Or as I call it, Roll Goes to the Caribbean.
Yes, Roll goes on vacation.
Yeah, I love those steel drums, man. That
Yeah.
was a really nice surprise. I definitely don't remember hearing this in the game at all, but maybe this is like Roll's ending theme.
No,
or
this is the
something?
theme.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is Roll's theme.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I just don't remember hearing it. So
Me neither.
super cool. I wish I had heard it because I would have known what to expect. When the steel drums dropped, I was just like, what is this? This is Roll's theme? Okay, I thought maybe there was like a character that I missed that was Caribbean themed or something.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, the Caribbean theme for this is interesting. It's not something I would have predicted, but it's so fun, and because of that, it feels so Roll. Because Roll is just this like really cutesy, fun, giving character that is always trying to help Mega Man, always trying to be there for him. And so that kind of comes out in this track in a very celebratory manner. I really dug the hoots.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is, but
something told me that was part of the reason you picked this song.
yeah, partially. It's just fun.
Yeah,
it's just a silly, fun song that also kind of introduces a new sound, which is like this Caribbean kind of steel drum sound, which is very different from some of the more rock-based stuff that we've been listening to. So it's cool.
Yeah, super fun, super cute.
Yeah.
Would listen to again. 5 stars.
Roll drives around in the poppin' beat. And one of the reasons why I wanted to delay talking about Roll is not just because we're talking about her now after we play her track, but also because you mentioned that I was having a really easy time with the jump and spin attack that Roll has. And the reason for that is because she's for beginners.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they rate the difficulty of using the characters for like beginner, medium, and expert, I think.
Yeah. So Roll is a very easy character to play as. And the reason for that is because you could jump over corners, basically. It's very easy to win with Roll. So
Fair.
Which I didn't realize when I started playing as her. So I picked Roll first, and then you picked Shadow Man.
Yep.
Which is very indicative of our personalities. It was cool. Playing as Roll was a lot of fun. On the Mega Man and Roll courses in this game, you could see the Resident Evil logo, but it's misspelled.
What?
Yeah, it says Resident Evil.
Resident
There's like an extra I in there. Dient. D-I-E-N-T. We were talking before about Gutsman's theme and like where it is.
Oh, yes.
So if you, in the Japanese version of the game, if you complete it with Roll or Gutsman and you're not defeated once, that's when you get a karaoke image that will appear after their endings. And they play Roll's theme, not this theme, but a different Roll's theme called Kaze yo Tsutate, or A Otoko Ichidai, which is Gutsman's special theme.
Gotcha.
So they're the only two characters that have a special theme if you beat the game with them without being defeated once. So that's the reference point there.
That is pretty nifty. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder why just those two characters. Like,
I would assume that they just ran out of space.
oh, fair.
You know?
I didn't think about the actual limitations.
I mean, this game came out in what, 97?
Yeah, it was PlayStation, so it was on a PlayStation Black Disc.
Yeah. But that was 2 years after the system was introduced,
Okay.
right? Because it was like 95, I believe, for PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
I think it came out in Japanese markets in 95, and it came out in the US in, 96? Something like that? Early 96?
I think so.
June? I don't know. I can't remember.
I was sad. I really don't remember.
How dare you? How do you not remember this stuff? No, I'm with you.
Purposefully removed it from my mind.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Too many other things to remember. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I dig Roll. I think she's a fun, cute character.
Yeah, I like playing as her in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing that I wanted to bring up about this. So her kart, you were mentioning, you were like, wait a minute, isn't that the same thing that she rides around in Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah,
and it is.
Yeah. It's the
the bird.
Beat. Yeah, the beat.
Yeah. It's
Beat the bird.
Beat the bird. Yeah. So pretty cool that they threw that into Marvel vs. Capcom afterwards.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I have one more track for my picks, and then we've got your last track coming up. So let's get this show on the road. We're going to hear my last pick here called Secret Party Space Course. All right, you're back. We got one more track to go, so stick around. But that was Secret Party Space Course from Mega Man Battle & Chase. I think we've now run the full gamut of sounds that we have on the soundtrack with a little bit of electronic and techno in here.
Yeah, that was cool.
Just for fun, yeah. This one also, I didn't hear it so much in any of the other tracks, but I wasn't really listening for them. There was a bit of stereo effects that they had going on here, where things were moving from left to right on the channels.
Like those, wow. Yeah.
But overall, I really dug this one because it's going to sound weird. It reminds me a lot of some of the techno stuff I used to write in like my freshman, sophomore year of college.
Nice.
With a program called Fruity Loops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's certain sounds in here that I'm like, I've used that sound. I've used that sound. So it was fun to hear, but also like, this is a secret level. There is no space level that I remember being selectable from the list of levels that we had. So I'm guessing this is, you go through the whole Grand Prix and then you unlock the track is the space level.
This is unlocked after completing Grand Prix 4 times.
Oh, it's that. Okay, one of those things.
Yeah, basically it's the final level.
Yeah.
The song kind of starts out like something you'd hear from like one of the Ghost in the Shell games. It's got
that
that like very trip hoppy kind of sound to it. And then like later in the track, you get these weird synths that are like, wee. It was trippy. It was cool, though.
Yeah.
I dig it. There are some extra parts that you can get. There's secret parts for 4 Robot Masters that didn't make the cut in this game.
Oh.
There's the Hammer Body, which is similar to Nightman, and it attacks with a spiked ball, just like Nightman. There's the Retro Engine, which is called the Retro Turbo Engine in Japan, and that resembles Turbo Man's engine from Mega Man 7.
Okay.
Sky High Wing resembles Gyro Man's propeller from Mega Man 5, and the Blade tires resemble Slash Man's legs, again from Mega Man 7.
Huh.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you've read any of the Mega Man comics, like the Archie comics. They're great, by the way. Like, they're
I don't think I have.
really great. Worth tracking down. Battle and Chase was referenced quite a few times, and there's even like a special section that included Chest, Plum, and Rufat as journalists, which is pretty cool. Nice little throwback to that. So shout out again to the knowledge base, as well as the Mega Man and Mega Man X official complete works. If you are a Mega Man fan, this is the book to own. It is a fantastic book with English translated interviews with Inafune and several other people involved with Mega Man. So you get high-res uploaded images like in this book of all the different characters, the different games. You learn so much from these interviews. I've spent hours reading this book. It's fantastic. So highly recommended.
Nifty. Taking a look at the strategy wiki for Mega Man Battle and Chase, I wish we had thought to do this when we were playing the other time, because here's the explanation of what all the different parts do, all the different tires. There's a lot more parts than I thought.
Oh, wow. See,
The tires actually have an effect. Certain tires are better in certain conditions. There are tires that don't slow down on the deceleration zone, and it's faster on sand.
Wow.
That's Napalm's Man tires.
Yeah.
The engines are, exactly what you'd expect. Again, none of the stuff is explained in the game. So,
right.
like, if you're playing as Mega Man, you have average speed and acceleration. I think I grabbed Roll's follow engine after. I think the first level that I played was her track.
Yeah.
And the follow engine has max speed increases automatically if you're not in first place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
The wings are all just kind of like enhancing your speed and stuff. Like, a lot of them enhance your either your cornering, your maximum speed. Roll's Feather Wing enhances your cornering abilities. Power Wing has great resistance to crashing. So, like, there's different modifiers there. And the bodies actually enable the special attack. So, like, the Rush Body is what gives you the Mega Buster and the charge shots. Roll's Beat Body gives you the jump and spin attack. This is one thing I was surprised to see. So, Dr. Wily has the Bonehead Body, which enables you to fire shots like Wily does. So, Wily does have a special ability. He fires shots, I guess.
Yeah. All of this would have been lovely to know if they either gave us that information in the game or
had like a manual, like an in-game manual.
We opened up the manual for the Mega Man X collection on the GameCube, and it doesn't have any information about this game because it wasn't unlockable. I think you had to beat like the first 3 Mega Man X games in order to unlock it, if I recall, or maybe beat a Mega Man X game.
Oh, maybe.
So when I unlocked it, I was like, oh, what's this? And then I was like, oh, this is cool. And it really is kind of thrown in as a freebie. It's thrown in just as like oh, hey, here you go, Mega Man fans. This is a game you never got. So it really does feel like there's so much more to this game than we deserve the right to know. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our final track. This is Escape, another course track. This is the Cavern course. All right, this is our last track of the day. That was Escape Cavern Course by Yoshinori Ono from the Mega Man Battle and Chase soundtrack that we just dove into.
Yeah, and I actually do remember this track a little bit because we played the Cavern Course a couple of times.
We did,
This was
yeah.
definitely in there.
It was a fun course.
Yeah.
This track feels the most Mega Man to me.
I would agree. This feels... I mean, I guess I can see this in a cavern level. For some reason, this gives me ice level.
Oh, okay. I think it's the bass.
Maybe.
I think it's that bass. Dat bass.
I think there's also some like twinkling synths in there as well.
A little bit, yeah. I will say the bass is really prominent here, which was nice, and just had that again, that really like sticky, thick sound to it. It was really good. I was really digging the bass line in this, but also those synths are just like probably the most like strong that they've been in terms of sounding like a Mega Man song.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah.
Like I could totally picture this as like, you know, if like a Mega Man 12 came out someday, hopefully it would have a track like that. So
Yeah.
I don't have much to talk about with this game. I mean, yeah, we played the Cavern Course. We played pretty much almost all the courses. We had a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah, we bounced around. I think the only course we really didn't touch on was the space course because it wasn't unlocked. So.
Right. Yeah, and we also didn't play Grand Prix mode 4 times. So.
Well, I was going to say you're going to have to play Grand Prix mode 4 times and get that unlocked so we can have a secret party.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool to revisit this one down the road, but I don't know if this is something that I would have played as much as I played Mario Kart. And I think that's one of the reasons why it never came out in North America is Sony was actually the ones that killed it. They're the ones that were like...
because they had Chocobo Racing.
Well, they were like, hey, there's too many kart racers. Mario Kart, sure. But then there's Chocobo Racing. There's...
Crash Team Racing didn't come out for a while. So.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, so this would have come out in like 97, 98, probably around that time.
Yeah.
And Mario Kart was out for Mario Kart 64.
Right, so there's 2 Mario Karts.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's the excuse that apparently they gave online, is Sony said that there were too many kart racers at that time. Which, there was like 2 Crash games, right? Like, wasn't there 2 Crash racing games?
Yeah, there's Crash Bandicoot Nitro Kart and there's Crash Team Racing.
Crash Team Racing, right.
Yeah, I mean, Nitro Kart was from 2003, Nitro Kart 2 was 2010. Crash Team Racing, that was 99, so that was a few years later. Maybe what they meant was, we're developing kart racers, and not that there's too many now, but there's going to be too many. There's going to be too many when we're done with it.
Right. They were like, there's too many kart racers and you ain't it, so... Beat it, Capcom. That's got to be what it is. I mean, Konami came out with a kart racer with Konami Crazy Racing, but that was on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There were some kart racers, but like there really weren't that many in like 97.
No.
You know, Chocobo Racing came out in like 99. So, I don't know. Maybe it was just because Sony saw that the other companies were coming down the pipeline, but I don't know of any other kart racers that came out on the PlayStation around that time. I know that there was like ones that came out in the Super Nintendo. Yeah,
I was just going to say there's a game called Street Racer, which is funny because it looks like they used the Speed Racer font for that.
Yes.
For that title.
Yeah.
That was an Ubisoft published game. Huh.
Yeah,
there's a handful of them. Wow, there's more than one Chocobo Racing game.
Yeah, there's
Chocobo
one that
GP.
That's the one that came out fairly recently.
In 2022, yeah.
Yep. So, well, now's the time of the episode where we pick our favorite tracks, which is going to be really difficult this time around. Not that it isn't always difficult, but
yeah, right.
Especially difficult. What say you?
I really liked Ryan's pick. The Kickabout Jazz version was a lot of fun, and especially with it starting out with that Proto Man whistle intro. I think I'm going to have to go with that, and a pretty decent second place is your theme for Forte bass, Go For It, was really good.
I'm still torn on that opening demo. I love that.
That was good too.
That theme is just so catchy. I also really like the Kickabout, Proto Man, and the jazz versions. But I think I'm going to give it to Through the Air, the theme of Quick Man. I really like that track.
Okay.
And then I'd say for second place, maybe Sunshine Girl. I liked your picks as well. The thing about all the picks is that they all work so well, and this was such a difficult episode to pick favorites for because I loved every track on this for the most part. So.
Yeah. The Wily track was very silly. So
yeah, I love that Wily track. Super silly.
what about you, the listener? What do you think? What is your favorite track? Did you have any highs or lows? Let us know in the Discord, in the comments, on the Facebook, on the X, on the Blue Sky, wherever you can let us know. Let us know.
So we'd like to take a moment to thank our Patreon patrons, without whom this show's continued improvement would be impossible. They are Cam Worma, Rage Cage, Kung Fu Carlito of the Heroes 3 podcast, Scott McElhone, Claire Myers, Brad Austin, Chris Murray, Llama Adam, Nick Davis, Ryan McPherson, and Red Hua.
If you would like to become a patron, you can sign up at patreon.com/XVGM Radio. There you can see the different tiers as well. Just $1 gets you a thank you at the end of the show and access to our monthly live shows.
You can visit our website, xvgmradio.com, where you can listen to all the episodes and learn more about your hosts, as well as any of our guests or composers that we've had on the show.
If you'd like to reach out to us, you can always email us at xvgmradio@gmail.com.
If you've liked what you've heard, please consider giving us a review on iTunes.
You can join our Facebook group and chat with other VGM lovers at facebook.com/groups/XVGM Radio, where we talk about everything from current game news to sharing awesome VGM tracks or just talking about the podcast itself.
You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram. Our handle on both of those sites is @XVGM Radio.
If you don't have any other social media or just want to try something unique, check us out on our Discord group chat. Links will be in the show notes.
All right, Justin, we got some stuff coming out, but we also just did an After Dark episode for YY World 1 and 2.
Yeah, we played the soundtrack from YY World 1 and 2 on vinyl. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Next month, we've got some things coming up in August. We've got another After Dark that is scheduled for the 5th of August, so don't miss that. We'll be listening to Super Mario Jazz Arranged Album. I saw it in your collection and was just like, that's many things that I really enjoy, so let's throw it on the record player. Let's go.
It is fantastic. You're gonna love it.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah. And then we have a live episode coming up
At the end of the month. Yep.
Yeah, 8/29 is the date that we're gonna most likely be doing that one. And what's the theme on that?
So the theme on that Patreon episode is going to be back to school. I think we've done something similar a bunch of years ago.
We did homework.
No, we did back to school as a theme for Patreon on also August 30th, 2019.
Oh, there you go. So we're going back to school.
Yeah, back to school.
Yeah, so that should be really cool.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. It'll be a good update to the theme. We'll see what's new that's come out that fits that theme and whatnot.
That's right. But we're going to keep it chill. We're going to keep it fresh, and we're going to do episode 125. Next month, we're coming back with a new episode, and what's our topic?
We're going to be digging into some billiard games. I know it was a while ago we did a pinball. We did pinball video games, and this was kind of along a similar train of thought that I had, just billiards. I think I played more pinball video games when I was younger than billiards, but I like a good pool game.
I agree. And the pool games have amazing soundtracks.
Yes, they do.
There's going to be a lot of super chill music, so get ready to vibe out for this one. It's going to be a great time.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our episode for episode 124. This is Mike.
And just... Huh?
Wait, we're getting...
It's the end of the episode.
Janine is calling, saying that we're getting a call in? What?
Oh, okay. I guess send it over.
Oh, man.
Let's see what's going on.
Well, hey, whoever this is, hi, this is XVGM Radio. Who's this, and what can we do for you?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Can you tell us who you are?
When we find that meteor, we'll find Dr. Wowie.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this Dr. Light?
A strange meteor has fallen to Earth just a while ago. This meteor seems to be emitting a powerful energy signature. Something this powerful must not fall into the hands of evil.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, what can we do to help?
Must recover all the energy immediately, Mega Man.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. I mean, it's the end of the episode. Janine, can you cut this call, please?
Well, that was awkward. How are we gonna end this episode now?
Well, I guess we could play a song to go out on. How about the Roll special ending, Wind Carry My Words?
Yeah, that's a nice outro.
All right.
Let's go out on that.
Sounds good. All right. Well, this is Mike
And Justin.
signing off for XVGM Radio.
伝えたいこの想い止まらない戻れない抱きしめて捕まえても離さないで街の明かり揺れる想い照らして人の身にあなたの優しさ感じて涙の足跡さえ消えてしまう前にあなたといた時間をもう一度確かめて伝えたいこの想い止まらない戻れない抱きしめて捕まえても離さないで会いたくて寂しくてぬくもりが消えないようにこの胸が裂けるほど感じていたくて伝えたいこの想い止まらない戻れない抱きしめて捕まえても離さないでラララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララララ
All right, welcome back. That was I never know. Sorry.